Okay, welcome back. In this section, I'm gonna play around with some of the parts I saved for you in exercise number 9. This way I can show you a little bit of how different mates work before we go to the first exercise in our next chapter. So let's go ahead and get started by going to File and New. And for this one, we're gonna do the VTPRO or VTP assembly. So now remember, we have a VTP part template, VTP assembly template, and VTP drawing template. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the VTP assembly template and click on OK. And Solidworks will open up your template. Now there's not going to be anything here because we don't have any parts open. So there will be empty over here. So let's go ahead and click on Browse. So that's another way to open up parts in Solidworks. So we're already open. We already have the files folder in exercise number 9, Intro to Assembly. In the files, we have the files here. Now we've used the 1/2 inch socket head cap screw, and I've included in the chapter 9. For the rest of the parts over here is what we're going to be playing around with in this chapter. So first and foremost, come over here and click on base. Okay, now if you click on them, you're going to get a preview on the right side. Okay, or you're always welcome to come over here and click on it. If you're using Windows 8, you can click on this arrow right here and click on extra large, and then minimize the preview on the right side, or you click on the hide preview to get that to go away, and then you have your 4 parts located here. So that's another different way to be able to tell which part you're opening. So I got a base section, and then I have a rod, and then I have a ring. So let's go ahead and play around with those in a little bit. So I want to make sure that my first part, which is the base, is the fixed part. Okay, and click on open. Okay, Solidworks will put that in your mouse automatically. So right now I don't have anything clicked. I'm just moving my mouse around, and you're gonna see that my part is there. So as soon as I left click, it will place the part in the Solidworks assembly. It will call it assembly 6, and it will make sure that this part is fixed. Okay, now I can rotate this part, but doesn't mean that it changes anything. So it remains as a fixed part. Okay, so let's go ahead and place the second part in here. So to place the second part, come over here under Insert Component, Browse, and let's go ahead and select the rod and click on Open. And I'm gonna zoom out and just place this rod over here. All right, so in our next session, we will start assembling all these parts, but I wanna also insert the third part in here, which is right here. It's called the ring. So click on that and click on Open. So there you go. First and foremost, you can move this part around, you can move this part around, but you can't move this part around. This is going to be your base. Everything that you mate to this base or to each other will be according to this base. So basically, the way that I like to work when I'm doing stuff, now I already know how this is going to look like, but I'll mate the first part to here, and then the rest are going to be according to each other. Okay, now there's no order on what to mate with what, but it's always good to get started from your base, mate whatever you need to do to your base, and then mate other things to it. Okay, now you can also mate assemblies to assemblies, and I will show you how to do that a little bit later. But you're not limited to parts that you have to mate together. All right, so if you say, for example, you mate this to this and save it, and then come back and mate them to this, that is also doable, and I'll show you how to do that in a later on session. But for now, you got your 3 parts set up and you're ready to mate those parts. So in our next session, we'll start by mating the rod to the base.